Yo. Impossible Coin here. Rocky Hardy, Tegan Somerset. Brian Cartwright is not present today. He is currently engaged in a fierce battle in the Brian-verse. Please hold up your hands to allow him to build up the energy he needs to succeed. Tegan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Those are words. I said them.
Well, that's great. It's great that you are great right now.
Right now. That sounds like a threat.
No, Tegan, it's only a promise.
Oh, no! I didn't know we'd reached this point.
Oh, God.
Tensions are obviously high now that Brian is temporarily out of the house.
Oh, yeah, this is definitely different than like a post-Ludes week.
Yeah, Brian is trapped in a fierce battle for the primary email address. And we're out here threatening each other.
Yeah, Atlanta Brian is getting a little uppity out there. I don't know what's really going on with that. But Brian will tell us when he gets back.
Yeah, Brian will tell us all about it. We already know. We know. It's not our story to share, though. It's very good.
True enough. Teeks.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's happening with you?
Nothing is going on. Nothing's ever going on. I always say nothing's going on. Stuff's going on. It's fine. Mm-hmm. I'm going to start with the worst news, and then it's only going to go up.
Okay.
Which is the way to do it. So, last week on Sunday, after we streamed, I did some advancement of the official Genshin Impact storyline, finally. Mm-hmm. And I did the remainder of the first chapter quest. And now it has me doing new character Ayaka and Yoimiya's individual, like, character introduction story quests.
Okay. And
they're both very okay.
I mean, alright, sure.
I don't want to say neither of these characters are particularly interesting, because it's not that. Mm-hmm. It's just that the stories that they are choosing to tell currently to introduce you to these characters are not interesting. And it feels weird considering, like, the way that some of the other character introduction story quests have been. Mm-hmm. But I think this is a choice that Mihoyo has made because of the nature of the Electro Archon quest in comparison to the previous Archon quests where, like, the character introduction stories went around, you know? Mm. Like, the story quest for Venti had you fighting a dragon and, like...
True.
The way that they introduced to you, like, Kaya and Diluc and Lisa and Amber were, like, you were doing little quests for them that contributed to lowering the dragon's, like, essentially, like, his power level enough that you would actually be able to take him on.
That makes sense. It felt contributory. Okay.
Yeah, it felt contributory, and, like, even if the characters themselves, like, didn't appear powerful, like, individually, your interacting with them in the dungeon-based environment felt both impactful and allowed them to feel like early adventurers discovering their true power. Okay. Even if they were established adventurers, you know? It had that, like, early TTRPG feel where you finally get to do something, you know? Like that level 3 vibe.
Okay.
You know, where you first get your, like, specialty and start flexing it a little bit. And with Zhongli's Archon quest, it was all about, like, who did the murder? Oh, it turns out he's not murdered, you know, and you got, like, you met Child, and, like, you did all this weird shopping for a god, but, like, it contributed to the, like, here is how this society works, like, you get to meet all of these all-powerful beings that helped Liyue form the way it is, so you understand why the Archon needs to pass, and, like, change into a new rule state, if that makes sense. And you got to beat the shit out of Child, which was great. Like, the whole Child arc for that thing was very good. But Ayaka and Yoimiya, both of their stories are very much, I am a regular person, despite war going on around me.
Ah, okay.
You know? And so it's like, the parts of the Archon quest that, like, we just finished were, like, rescuing a guy who was making fake visions to help people with visions hide their vision. Which feels very, and I know this isn't, like, this is not a one-to-one comparison. I am not doing a one-to-one comparison. But the guy from the Japanese embassy in Nazi Germany who was writing fake passports to get people out.
I get what you're saying.
It's very much like that implication without being that serious. And then they're just like, I want to go to and then like Ayaka's story is like, I want to go to a festival because like I'm a rich girl, but I don't have any friends. And I'm a general in a war, but like everyone treats me like a general and not like a girl who longs for friendship and to like have a normal life, you know? And Yoimiya's like, I just want to make good fireworks and watch people have fun, which like both of those are very like legitimate storylines to have in the middle of your storyline. That's like, there is a war going on. There has been a war going on. No one can get in and out of this country in a reasonable manner. Like, it makes sense. I don't like it. It's boring. But, like, I want to get back to the regular story. And it makes, unfortunately, it makes Ayaka and it makes Yoimiya feel more two-dimensional than the other characters, I think. And that kind of sucks. I feel like the writing is doing them a disservice.
Okay.
Because all I want to do is skip through their story so I can get to the rest of it, you know?
Yeah.
If their story quest, their character introduction story quest, happened after you finish the Electro Archon quest, I feel like it would fit fine. It would be like a
a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. Like okay, we finished the war. Whew, now what? You know, like... Let's work on getting back to what regular lives should be, as opposed to like, we're in the middle of a war and I want to go to a summer festival. You know? It just doesn't feel right.
I wonder, because when Genshin launched, Mondstadt was essentially like this fully formed thing. And like, Liyue was obviously like a thing that was definitely conceptually done, but like mechanically needed to like be fleshed out over the next couple of months after release. And I wonder if this Electro Archon doesn't have, like, the benefit of, like, that time. Like, you know, like, something like what people call, like, a sophomore slump. Where, like, whoever's been working on Mondstadt for whatever it is, like, that wasn't shit out in a year, right? Like, it was something that people have been trying to, like, develop as they're, like, pitching the game and, like, made it, you know, pitch perfect. And then, like, Liyue was something that was, like, on the way that was obviously, like, a much more formed idea but needed to like be put into the game. And like I wonder if the Electro Archon was like something that like they kind of actually had to make up in a year and like fill out like the third space where they had like looser ideas but they didn't have time to let those like ruminate or like, you know, marinate.
Right. So there's aspects of it that I feel like definitely have sort of suffered from development crunch. And I don't mean like programming crunch or anything like that, but like some of the things in the story quest so far feel like your game master kind of put the story together in like the last 2 hours of, you know, before session started.
Right.
But some of them are like way more interesting and I definitely want to explore that and I want to know why we're not now. And I'm assuming it's because we're gonna, like, those bits are saved for later in the Inazuma storyline overall. But we also know that, like, Sumeru is coming, like, rather quickly based on, like, stuff that the leakers have said and also that there are already, like, scholars from Sumeru in Inazuma. There are already characters who are kind of building Sumeru and Fontaine and, like, some of the other nations in Inazuma that we're rather heavily interacting with.
Okay.
And part of that is because, like, you're a foreigner, and, like, they keep all of the foreigners in one area for, like, more or less, you know? Very much like when Japan first opens its ports, and there were only 2 ports open to international trade. It's that vibe. Like, I understand that that's the Japan they're portraying, but it's also, like, overall the less interesting Japan to portray. But I get it, like, for the storyline, that's what they want to do, and, like, for a lot of Japan's history with China is very, very tenuous, so I can see this part being what they want to highlight, you know?
Okay.
They've made Inazuma, like, this very small island chain nation, and it does very much feel like it's been crippled in a way that Liyue specifically hasn't. And so I feel like there's a lot of, like, old, bad geopolitical blood that is coloring the way that the story is told, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't think that's necessarily, like, the story developer's fault. I think that's probably more in how, like, the higher-ups want it to be portrayed, you know? Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying.
So there's that. But other than that, like, I think it's... Yeah, I think you're right. Like, sophomore slump is probably the best way to describe, like, this part of the storyline. I do like the new island that they just introduced. The one that's covered in fog.
Okay.
That storyline has been really, really interesting. But I feel like in another time period, this storyline would have been fully voice acted. You know? And it's not. And I think part of it is because, like, the voice actors have had some health issues recently. I know Paimon's VA, her health is very much not always 100%. And they're very open about, like, everything that they've been going through on, like, TikTok and Twitter. So, like, I don't feel like I'm not saying anything that isn't rather that, like, the VA themselves hasn't made abundantly clear. You know?
Yeah, it's, like, publicly available information.
Yeah, it's publicly available information, but, like, I think that that's part of the reason why it wasn't voice acted in the way that, like, the sort of cinematics make it seem like it should have been voice acted. You know? And, like, that's not their fault. That just, it is what it is, you know? The way that they've handled Inazuma, though, does give me some cause for concern as to how they're going to handle Sumeru. Because Sumeru is based off of, the way that they've described Sumeru is that it's going to be based off of, like, ancient Egypt, like the African plains sort of vibe. But it is also Sumeru is the nation of scholars. So. Okay. I think they're going to be more, like, Library of Alexandria type. Right. Than, like, a more Western depiction, you know? Of, like, a nation in need of assistance. So that's, I don't know. I just hope that it's handled with care. Sumeru is the nation that is headed by the Dendro Archon. That does imply that, like, Dendro characters are coming. Right. Which is the only element that hasn't been playable in game yet.
That's gonna be weird, like, balance-wise, because, like, Dendro generally is, like, incredibly vulnerable to, like, everything else.
Yeah, it has, like, you get just the pyro alone, you know? Right. But I kind of hoping that what Dendro will be able to do from a player side is kind of eat through, like, geo shields. That makes sense to me, like, mentally, because, like, roots get into the cracks on a rock and break it apart, you know?
Maybe Dendro is still, like, vulnerable to pyro, that's fine. But, like, I'd really like if Dendro is, like, the lifesteal crowd control element.
Okay.
I would like to see things like brambles impeding movement, creating obstacles that, like, are pervasive as opposed to, like, pillars that, like, show up and disappear. That kind of stuff could be cool.
I mean, that is kind of what they've done with the Dendro Hilichurls. You know, like, the shaman ones. Those ones will spawn. They do, like, these like, AoE effects that I don't really understand, but one of the things that they do is they spawn up, like, 3 rows of sharp brambles that, like, you run into on accident, of course, and they do a bunch of damage, and then you get all mad about it. Right. Dendro also makes you more vulnerable to the burning effects, specifically. Instead of, like, what is it? Superconductor, vaporize, or something. Right. Like, they give you burning. Which is good for, like, chaining with pyro people. Right. Every character is viable to some extent, you know? Because play with your faves is definitely, like, the way they want you to play. But, like, I feel like it'd be a good match for, like, Amber more than, like, Zhongling. Right, yeah. The, like, distance pyros.
Ooh. And I think I'd, like, set up with, like, I wonder if Dendro's gonna be the opportunity to, like, introduce poison to, like, the game.
Something like that. Yeah. I mean, they have introduced corruption and, like, bleeding almost. Right. In the new area, and one of the only ways to get around that is with Kokomi.
Yeah.
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 Or just kill it faster. Just get good. Let me introduce you, my favorite character, Kuching.
I mean, if your numbers are high enough, it doesn't really matter what you use. Like, let's go.
That's true.
Oh, man.
It's very true. But, like, I don't know. I'm not sold on, like, Yoimiya.
Okay.
As a character specifically so far. Like, Ayaka, I get it. She's rich girl in the same way that, like, Keqing or Ningguang are rich girl. Mm-hmm. Where they are, like, I am rich girl, and I've accepted my role, and I carry out my role with dignity, you know? Mm-hmm. Ayaka is very much the, like, I am a rich girl, and I don't want to be. Mm. And it's not that, like, I want to be, like, running around with the, you know, the commoners, and I want to do... It's not, like, that vibe. It's just, like, there's a lot of responsibility here. There's a lot of, like, ways I have to present myself, and it's not fun.
Yeah.
So... But Yoimiya just seems like a Genki girl, you know?
A little bit, yeah.
We already have Genki girl. Have you seen... We already have, literally, Genki girl Pyro Archer. Have you seen Amber? That is your Genki girl. She's clumsy and cute and fun, and, like, Yoimiya is not clumsy. She's definitely, like, she's more of a showman. Mm-hmm. But she's cute and fun.
Yoimiya just seems like, to me, like, a mashup between Amber and, like, Klee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's Amber and Klee, but, like, also I am an adult with a job.
Yeah.
You know? I earn money from that job so I can pay taxes. And I just don't like where my taxes are going, so I'm taking down the government. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all right. She's all right. I'm more interested in Kujo-Sara, and I've only seen her in 2 scenes. You know?
Yeah, I get that. Ugh.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. I have faith that given enough updates and, like, given the roadmap ahead, that, like, MiHoYo will be able to sort it out. I know a lot of people are disappointed with the new Geo dude's model.
Bowser or Dog Boy?
Bowser.
Okay. Because
his character art makes it look like he's going to be, like, a big bada man, you know?
Sure.
Big muscle, you know, a muscular, sexy man, essentially. Mm-hmm. And then the model that they're using in-game is definitely, like, a child. Like, no shirt, you know?
Yeah.
And so people I've seen a lot of discontent with that online. From him going, like, the most anticipated character to literally the least anticipated character because of the lack of strong man models specifically. And compared to his character art, I 100% agree. They have strongman NPC models in the game.
Right.
They should be using a strongman model for him.
That would make more sense, yeah.
It really would. And we already know that there are other, like, strongman style characters coming. Like, the leader of the Knights of Favonius will be coming. And he's been described as a strongman. Kind of. He's big and he's muscular and he's able to, like, protect the city of Mondstadt and inspire that physical defense vibe in Mondstadt among the citizens. And if he comes in and looks like a twink, nobody's gonna be happy. You know?
I get what you're saying.
Like, they haven't shown us what he looks like in the game. Mm-hmm. And so when I'm picturing like Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist, you know?
For sure.
Little mustache, big muscles, you know? Like, very kind and everyone likes him. And, like, if this is what they're doing with Bowser, like, that's probably what they're gonna do with him too. And it's gonna feel bad, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I don't think there are any, like, obnoxiously large, like, playable characters right now. Like, they all have, like, a very, like, tight range of, like, how big they can be. Mm-hmm. And, like, I think, like, maybe they just, like, lean into it. Because I remember there was a whole thing, like, in Street Fighter V when Abigail was announced. And Abigail is, like, is a legacy character. But, like, Abigail's character model is so big that when he stands up, he obscures the health bar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's crazy huge. And the first thought that a lot of people had was just like, oh, Abigail is crazy huge. That's cool. I guess he'll be a grappler like Zangief. And then, like, it turned out Abigail had real fucking combos, like north of 30 hits and shit.
Oh.
And it was like, this is fucking wild. And, like, you know, for the first, like, couple months, Abigail was fucking broken. Like, everyone knows it. I've seen the tapes. But then they adjusted it, and, like, Abigail is firmly, like, in the middle of the cast. which, you know, makes him a balanced character. He has good matchups and bad matchups. There are some situations where he's just going to steamroll, and sometimes, you know, because his body is so big, he gets punished by a lot of shit. I feel like that's a challenge that MiHoYo should embrace. That I think they should really lean into these types of things, because I think they could actually get some really great experiences out of them. But, you know, yeah, they're the ones that made $1 billion. I'm just some dude on the internet, so...
They made more than $1 billion. Anyway, but also, like, they do have the opposite end of that spectrum. They have the tiny little baby loli girls, you know? So, like...
True.
I feel like they could do the big bottom men just fine, you know? And it would feel okay, because it's the opposite of the 4 tiny loli girls we have.
I think, like, one of the trade-offs that they probably would have to do, because, like, if you take, like, the bigger characters, like, if you make a model, like, too big, there probably are, like, spaces that they just straight up won't fit through, where, like, medium-sized characters would, like, jump over, and, like, you know, characters like Klee would, like, walk under. I think you give them, like, the opportunity to, like, break things, but, like, you make the rest of their shit slower. And, like, that could be cool, I
mean,
think.
that is one way to do it, but because we have so many medium and small characters, like, available... I don't think you have to worry about that, because you can just change them out of your team, you know? Change your front character for 2 seconds. And, like, we do have, like, Zhongli is, like, 1.5 inches taller than anyone else. So if you just make your big body character the same height as Zhongli, they're gonna fit in all the same places as Zhongli fits in. Just have their shoulders lightly clipped through the wall, just like you have, you know, like, Amber's bow, or her like, rabbit bow or whatever, clipped through the ceiling a little bit, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
It is what it is. I hope they change his model. I think they have the opportunity to do it, you know? Because, like, they released his thing, and then his model came out in the beta, and the reaction from the beta was immediate. Everyone going, oh, never mind. I thought he was going to be a big, muscly, sexy man, and I was excited for the big muscle man, and now he's just another skinny twink, and I am no longer interested in pulling for him, no matter what his kid is.
Right.
It feels like it's the same thing as what's happened to Kokomi, where they were like, oh, Kokomi's so cute, oh, another, like, you know, another Hydrocaster, but she's a 5-star, it's going to be so good, we're going to be able to match her up with, like, the other Hydro people, and then it's like, no, she can't do crits. And then no one was interested in her.
Right. And
then they added the corruption element so that people kind of had to pull for her. Which is less fun than just adjusting. And I understand, like, I don't think she has to be able to crit. I think that's a problem that, like, whales have, where, like, they want to do the biggest 500 billion number damage, you know? But, like, this is a bunch of people being excited for a greater range of body representation, and I feel like that should be honored, especially when they already have larger muscle NPC characters that they could build the frame of his body off of. You know? Yeah,
it's, like, closer to, like, I think what happened with, like, Mei from Overwatch, like, with the... I want to say it was the first Chinese New Year event, but it may have been the second.
Oh, where they cinched her waist a little bit more, and, like, she got skinnier and people got mad.
Yeah, it was just like, whoa. Like, I remember seeing, like, that costume, like, that's wild. I mean, I wasn't, like, angry about it, but I was just like, I didn't know Mei looked like that. Yeah, but...
I mean, also, like, big coat, you know? If you change the coat down thickness, like, that's gonna significantly change the body shape. But also, I understand, like, when you want that representation, you want it to be consistent. You know?
Right.
So I understand from, like, both angles, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's our Genshin update. I never did do enough of the storyline to do Kazuha's special quest thing, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up Ayaka and Yoimiya's individual storylines off stream because they're boring. And I want to get back to the war.
I want to get back to the war.
I want to get back to the war game, you know? I don't know. I'm back up to having almost 40 wishes saved again. So I know I'm going to be able to get Goryo. It'll be fine. I'll get my little puppy boy. It'll be great. And I'll miss out on not Muscle Man, which is also fine. I don't know. I hope they're able to, like, course correct. I hope there's enough time, you know?
I mean, that would be nice.
It would be nice. I would also allow them to, like, if they can't right now, just, like, release him as the twink, and then update his model later.
It would be really funny if, like, they release him as the twink, and then, like, there's a story event that makes him, like, super buff. You know, 6 feet tall. Oh my god. 6 feet tall and super strong. You know, we always get along.
That'd be amazing. You know what? Yes. You know what, actually? Yeah! You know what? That's cool. That's cool. And you can't use him in anyone else's world until you fucking finish the goddamn story quest. So, like, you have to use the twink version until you finish the story quest, and then you just come in and be like, bada bada.
Oh, Lord. Okay, Teagues. Mm-hmm. I know you're going from worst to best, so which is worse between the Great Tornado Alert and, like, the Animal Crossing Island Prep?
The Great Tornado Alert is probably worse, technically. Okay. Because there was a real tornado, and it did touch down. Okay. And it did destroy some homes, but it didn't destroy mine.
Well, good for you, I guess, Tegan.
So earlier this week, there was a tornado in Ohio because, like, you have to remember that climate change is real, even if it doesn't feel like it because you live in the Midwest. And I mean, like, the upper Midwest, where, like, the only real weather event we worry about is snow. And even then, we have salt. It's fine. But there was an actual tornado, and, like, Alex and I were... So, in Ohio, Wednesday at noon, the first and last Wednesday of the month, the tornado sirens go off. And then during the summer, every Wednesday at noon, the tornado sirens go off. So, like, it was, like, 4 p.m, and we hear the tornado siren, and I look at my phone, and I looked at Alex, and I was like, what? It is not Wednesday, my dude. What is going on? And so we do the Ohio thing. We go out on the porch. We stand in the big glass window, and we look outside at the sky, and we go, what the hell? What is even? And then the tornado alarm goes off, like, turns off. And we're like, oh, okay, it's fine. I guess they were just testing it on a Friday for some reason. And we leave the house to go to the grocery store. And while we're driving, 2 tornado sirens go off.
Oh,
like,
no.
We're driving in between 2 different tornado sirens, and they both start up. And we're like, oh, that's weird. And then I looked at my phone, and we got 2 weather alerts. And I was like, oh... That's not great. We should go home. So we went home. We pull into the driveway. The tornado alarms turn off again. And we're like, oh, okay, never mind. And then I look at my phone, and my phone says, just kidding, there's 4 tornado alerts now.
They're multiplying to you?
There are 4 of them. And I was like, oh, okay. And then Alex's work called us and said, hey, Code Gray, go shelter. And we went, oh, okay then. And so we did what you do in Ohio when you're told to shelter in place. And either you don't and you continue to look outside on your porch, or you do. And we chose to do. So we got the cats, and we don't actually have a basement despite living in Ohio. So we had to go on in an interior downstairs bathroom with the cats. And we played Switch and watched Twitch for, an hour and a half while we were hanging out in the basement. It was really, really dumb. And the cats were like, can you open the door, please? And we were like, no, we can't open the door right now. And they were like, but please. But mother, I said, please. But mother, look, I know how you do it. And they would like bat at the handle, or like they'd stick their paw under the door and like try to pull the door in to open it. And like at one point they both climbed on top of the toilet, and then Roman, our old man cat, tried to jump from the toilet to the sink. But he has lots of long fur between his little toe beans. So he slipped a little bit, and he knocked over the paper towel holder that we have in the bathroom to, like, instead of, like, regular towels. And that crashed down to the ground, and then he got scared, and then he jumped off the thing and hid by the door, and it was, like, a whole thing. And we're just sitting there on the ground like, are you done? I am trying to prepare for the Animal Crossing update. Are you done? And then all the tornado alerts went away, and we left the basement and got groceries. Like regular people.
Okay.
But like, regular people in Ohio were like, if I die, I die. And they were like, there was nobody at the grocery store when we went, because we went after the tornado alert. But during, it was very busy.
I definitely need to go to get groceries like a regular person. And that's on my list of things that I have to do. I have like 3 fish in my freezer, so I won't die if I don't buy groceries this week. But it's also been like a month and a half since I've bought groceries.
What the fuck?
And I should probably go buy some food.
Rocky, I hate to tell you that, but your living situation would literally kill me. I would die if there were only 3 fish in my freezer.
No, it's okay. Like, I mean, I have more than 3 fish.
You don't even have chicken nugget. No,
I don't have chicken nuggets. I haven't had chicken nuggets in my apartment. I've never had chicken nuggets in this apartment.
Never?
Holy shit. Yeah, like never.
What about chicken tenders?
I make tenders from time to time.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, I can probably grab some tender supplies. It's not a bad idea. I gotta buy more ramen supplies. I have to find a guy who can secure me pork belly on the regular. I've definitely gone to some butcher shops and picked up some pork belly. And it's competitive because there are so many Mexican restaurants here, Tegan, every kind of carniceria, which is just Spanish for butcher, is competitive because everyone's always buying stuff and they can always go to the next guy. But pork belly is not super popular here. Usually it's just like shred thin into bacon and that's the end of it. But like sometimes I can find someone who like can get me pork belly, and it's always at a good price whenever I get it, but it's just like it's always a hassle because it's not a common cut that's used here.
Okay. So really what you're saying is you need a pig.
Yeah. I need a pig or I need a guy, you know? Or, you know, I can make friends with Cersei, but, you know, that has its own problems.
Yeah, for when you have to be friends with Cersei. Whoever the heck that is.
No, like the siren from, like, the Odyssey?
Oh, I thought you meant, like, Lannister.
No, oh god.
You know what? Yeah. Those are 2 different problems that are honestly very similar.
I mean, I totally get that. Like, Cersei Lannister would turn men into pigs if she could. She would definitely do it.
Cersei Lannister would have a man cut like a pig and then tell you it was a pig. Like, that's the end of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're right. You're right, yeah.
Oh, man. Alright, so what's this about Animal Crossing Island Prep?
Animal Crossing Island Prep is well underway in preparation for the new update. I hadn't logged in a while, like 8 months or something.
Sure.
Because I was playing in like February last, but I was also time traveling a lot backwards. So it was the end of February, beginning of March when I quit playing, and it was early February when I stopped. So the first thing I had, like, because I was traveling through time to get the, like, you know, the fancy little Valentine's things. So the first thing I had to do was get through time. Because I didn't want to just fast forward another, like, you know, 3 months or whatever. And so I've just been kind of, like, doing a little bit every day to kind of get ready for stuff. I'm still happy with where my overall island layout. I like my 2 little neighborhoods, like that kind of thing. I do need to redistribute where my farming stuff is, though. Okay. I would like to make more small gardens, or like a community garden, and not just have like one large pumpkin patch. I would also like to relocate my Able Sisters and my little Nookling shop, but I'm not entirely sure where they should go. So it's like that sort of thing that I'm trying to figure out right now. Like, I have the bells for it, and I have tons of Nook Miles, so I'm not worried about not being able to purchase the new things that are coming in the update.
Because now that I have to, like, think about farmland, and I never did pumpkins, so, like, I didn't, like, have that prepared. I think what I'm going to do, because I have, I mean, you've seen my island. I had, like, a orchard on, like, the northern end of my island where I just put all my fruit trees. Yeah. I think I can just, like, distribute that a bit more equitably around, like, the island, and maybe like set aside some farmland. There was like that soccer field like concept that I never actually finished, so I'll probably just use that for something else.
Dodgeball Academia.
Oh fuck! Oh my god! I mean, that could be great. That could be actually great. I might do that. Who knows?
Tune in next week to find out.
I also want to rethink my main street, where like I put like all the basically all the public, like, buildings and shops and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I don't think they all need to be in one place anymore. Like, they just don't. It's not necessary.
Yeah. I like my little, like, walkway up to where, like, Red Ship is, and I do like that is right next door to the museum, because that feels shady but also appropriate, you know?
No, I get that, yeah. I was hanging out with a friend, and they showed me their island.
Mm-hmm.
And they had, they were doing a lot of DIY stuff, and so, like, and a lot of, like, recipe trading.
Mm-hmm.
They had their, like, entryway. It wasn't blocked off at the time, but, like, you could see there were, like, 3 entrances, like, 6 pieces of fence that they could put down to block it off.
Right.
And, like, they had, like a huge swath of, like, DIYs there. And they basically, like, invented their own outdoor public buildings. They made a library, but, like, they put all the furniture outside. It just didn't have, like, walls and a roof.
Right,
I thought
yeah.
was kind of pretty cool. They made a burger spot that's here called Whataburger. And, like, they even, like, made, like, branded hats, and that was very, very good to me. And I think one of the things that I might do if I turn my house back into a normal house is if I make a replica of a Japanese restaurant that's here in town called Matsuharu.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I very much love Matsuharu, and all the furniture is definitely there. So, like, I think I could actually just make that.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll just be like an open-air Matsuharu Japanese restaurant, because I love that place. The 7-year-old woman that runs the kitchen. Once again, I owe her so much in my life, I will cry at her funeral. For anyone who knows about Matsuharu. I swear by it, it's the best ramen in the city. It's not close.
It is not close, but it's easily worth the trip.
Oh, always. Oh, no. I mean, like, it is also not close to where I live. Like, it is definitely like well, I mean, we have a different definition of close, Tegan, absolutely, but, like, it's a 20, 35-minute drive for me to get there. And
okay, yeah, no, that's also not close. Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, I mean, there are a few restaurants that serve ramen as their primary dish now.
Mm-hmm.
They've popped up in the past few years that I have dubbed as the ramen renaissance.
Yum.
There are a couple of places that are simply ramen in a bowl. Some of them are disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at you, Red Ramen Ya. There's a place, Yamaguchi, that's actually pretty good, but, like, I personally feel like I make better ramen than them now.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, Matsuharu has, like, the perfect balance of, like, a flavorful broth, a house-made durable noodle, and an incredible textured pork belly. Because, like, it's rolled, and, like, it's always super tender, and, like, you pick it up with your chopstick, you can see the fat separate from, like, the piece that you picked up from, like, another piece in the roll, and it's always delicious. It's incredible work.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's good.
And, like, no one else does it like Matsuharu. There's a place that's, like, pretty good, and they deserve all the shine that they get, but, like, Matsuharu's better, and that's all there is to it.
Mm-hmm. So,
Tegan, what's your first move, November 5th, when the Animal Crossing update goes live?
First move November 5th is to literally fill all of my pockets with bells.
Okay.
And go to Harv's Island.
Okay.
And see if I can fund literally every project at once.
Okay.
Or if it's going to make me, like, wait a day to fund each project, you know?
Right.
Like, if I fully fund one thing, is that going to be the end of it for that day and I have to wait till the next day to fund a project? Or, like, you know, can I just do them all?
Let's say you can't. What's the first project that you fund?
First project I fund is retail. Second one is Red.
Okay. For sure. Those make sense.
Yeah. God, I'm still struggling with that art museum, you know?
I feel bad for the people who are gonna, like, pick, fund kicks on their first day and then realize they can't fund anything else.
No! The thing that you have to... fund retail your first day. That's my advice. Fund retail your first day. Because if you are like me, you have collected lots of furniture that you cannot repaint, and you can repaint it with retail. Like, that alone makes it worth it, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I love retail. I will finally have an entire cute set that matches, because I can't for the life of me get a fucking yellow chair. And it makes me so mad. So I'm gonna have it. Oh, it's gonna be so nice. And then I can change it to whatever I want, you know? But, like, it's gonna be retail, and then it's gonna be Red, so I can access more of the paintings and stuff, so I can finally fill out museum. And then I think I'm going to do Tortimer because I want to know what is going on.
Okay.
But I don't know what he does. I thought for sure he was dead by now, you know? He's been missing for 4 games or 5 games at this point. Like, but you know, I'm excited about that. And I will be doing the stretches in the plaza during my workday. Thanks. As soon as that's available, whatever I have to do to make that available, I will do my stretches during my workday. I don't care.
Captain's Islands are going to have you be able to access things that are like normally time limited.
Mm-hmm. But also new stuff, like vines and different flowers.
Yeah, I want to put some vines on some shit for real, but I am interested to see how like malleable that process is. I mean, tickets aren't like, you know, scarce in any real way. Like, I mean,
right.
They're more scarce than bells, but that's not saying much. But I want to see, like, say if I'm fishing for, like, a fall island because I want a pumpkin in spring, how much effort is that going to require?
So that's a bad example because pumpkins grow year round.
Fair enough.
But I know what you mean. Like, if you're hunting for a particular, like, fish or a particular bug, like, how difficult will that be? I gotcha. I don't know. But I do think it's nice for people like me who have, like, weather patterns, essentially, that mean that I don't get a lot of, like, meteor showers.
Right.
You know? And, like, Brian had a meteor shower every other fucking day.
Like, twice a week. It was pretty intense.
It was real. Oof. Made me mad!
Also, I am interested in ordinances. I want to know if they are going to be as powerful as they used to be or possibly even more powerful. Or if it allows you to make like a really like granular control over what your island is supposed to be. Or even if like, I don't think they will. I don't think they'll go that far, but I would be interested to see if you could like, if you had free reign over the ordinances as opposed to like, you can only have one active at a time and it only does this one thing. Like if I make an island where like, I can increase the value of my money trees and I can make sure that everything doesn't close until midnight instead of like 10 or like 11 p.m. and like stuff like that where like I'm the one playing it, like I want to make the island into something that I want, and like they put the tools in my hand rather than like, you know, saying you can do this and, you know,
right,
be
instead
happy
of
with
like
that.
early bird makes everything open up earlier, but like you can set it to like I want everything to open at 2 a.m. Or whatever.
Yeah, like make a completely nocturnal village because like I was talking to a friend earlier this week. And she was saying that her whole like timer is like 10, 11 hours off because like she mostly was only able to play at night. And so like she would like get on at like 9, 10 o'clock and like everyone's going to sleep and like there's no one to interact with. And it's like, I'm not getting my Animal Crossing experience. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. And so like they shifted their clock just 12 hours off. And so like whenever it's like 6 p.m., like she shows up and it's 6 a.m. and everyone's just getting started. I'm like, okay, I can do what I want to. I can mess around with my shops and whatnot. And like, if you could just change your village to do that, I feel like that's a more personal experience that like you could have. And I think that could be cool.
I agree. I don't think it'll be anything that extreme. I think it'll be basically like what they did in New Leaf.
I'm willing to believe that, yeah.
The next thing I think I'm gonna do after like I fund those projects is I am absolutely going to the happy home designer part. Can't stop me. I will do everything.
Oh man, no! I recently saw like you can make a school, and like I wanted to show it to my mom. I do want to make a restaurant. I want to cook and like, I'm going to chop it up, whatever. I wanted to show my mom because I remember when I was goofing around with my Switch after one of our dinners, like I had like Animal Crossing open because I just wanted to show her what it looked like. I wanted her to be aware that this is the thing that exists. And like my mom was actually pretty enamored, you know, like she was just like, oh, I think I might actually need to play this game.
Are you gonna your mom into Animal Crossing?
I might, you know, I'm a little disappointed that I wasn't smart enough to do that, like, in the older versions when we were, like, 14, well, when I was, like, 14, because, like, but the thing is, at the time, because, like, we were playing on GameCube, we didn't do Wild World, but I did New Leaf. There were 4 of us, because, you know, it's me and my 3 brothers, and we just each had a house, and like there just wasn't a fifth plot at the time. Mm-hmm. So we'd have to make a new village for my mom. And like I feel like making my mom live on a different village is something that would have made her profoundly sad. So like that would have been a different thing. But you know, we live in a very different world now. So
does that mean that this year your Christmas gift for your mother is going to be you and your brothers all pitch in for a Switch and a copy of Animal Crossing?
I'm very interested in doing that. Mm-hmm. Brothers, if you listen to my podcast, I know you don't. But if you do, then we can definitely put something together. I'll put it in the group chat just in case you miss it here. And we're going to get Her Majesty a Switch with, like, Animal Crossing, I think. I think that's the right thing for us to do.
And then all four of you have to play Animal Crossing so your mother can visit your islands.
Oh, man. I think my mom would visit my island. Mm-hmm. I think she would also visit... I mean, she'd visit Emery's island because they live together. Mm-hmm. I think she would visit my... he's kind of the middle brother, but, like, you know, mathematically that's not true.
Yeah, right, because there's two middle brothers.
Right. I think she would visit his island a bit more than I would initially expect. Mm-hmm. And Trevor would have an island and he would almost never play. But that just sounds like him.
Yeah. Your mom would show up and she'd be like, "You never weed."
Like, yeah, and then, like, my mom's like, she would like hit the group chat, like, "Hey, are we all doing the jingle event this year?" And I was like, I mean, sure, Mom. I would be like, I'm probably going to do that. Emery's been planning it for weeks. Stacey has not been thinking about it, and Trevor's like, no, I'm not coming. And like,
oh my god.
Like, that's that. Oh, man. Good times, though.
It'd be fun. My mom would not play Animal Crossing at all. She'd be like, oh, that's cute, and then turn away.
What you gotta do, you gotta find the villager that she'd, like, connect with. Like, you just...
Oh my god, the new villagers. They're so cute. I have to have the squirrel with the space tail.
No! But, okay. Yeah,
I have to have her.
I saw that, and I was like, Ione has, like, a galaxy print tail, and I would like to invite her to live on my island. I think that would be cool. Mm-hmm. I say it as a Bond supervillain, you know?
Right? Yeah. No, yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
I see a lot of people talking about Sasha, which is like that cute bunny with the blonde fringe. Like,
sure.
You know? Yeah. She's cute. That's fun. Can we talk about Tianqing? And Shino? The fucking Monkey King and the Deer Demon? Oh my god. They're so
Deer
good.
Demon is, the Deer Demon already has, like, a section on AO3. Like, you can't convince me otherwise.
Can't convince me otherwise, yeah. Imagine actually inviting the Monkey King, though. Sun Wukong now lives on your island.
Sun Wukong lives on my island?
Yup. Get over it.
You would not be able to tell me shit for months. Like,
right?
It's like, I'll have you know Sun Wukong lives on my island, sir. Like,
excuse me.
Oh man.
So good. Like, every single one of these new villagers is top tier.
Yes. Fucking Animal Crossing. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to get some new... And, like, my villagers, like, there's people I still want to keep because I'm trying to, like, do a thing. Like, my dream is to have both Chrissy and Francine on my island at the same time.
Okay.
Because they're a little pop star duo. And I swear to God, if they introduce this, like, you can share a dream home thing, and I can't make Chrissy and Francine live together, I will break my Switch. Okay,
hold on. But Tegan, there's a film that I was recently introduced to. I mean, introduced, like, formally. Like, I've been aware of it. I know that, like, it's gotten, like, good reviews. Mm-hmm. But I think this is very relevant to the current conversation that you're bringing up. It's called Romy and Michelle's High School Reunion. I'm not sure if you're aware.
Okay.
It's, I can't remember the name of the other actress, but Romy and Michelle, I believe Michelle is played by Lisa Kudrow, who was Phoebe from Friends. Mm-hmm. Romy and Michelle's High School Reunion is like an impeccably paced, very silly film. Mm-hmm. There we go. Romy White was played by Mira Sorvino. And it's incredibly camp. It really is. But it's about these, like, two, like, sort of ditzy, like, Californiites deciding to go back to their high school reunion. But, like, while that particular subject is usually played with a whole bunch of, like, drudgery and, like, you know, lame, like, character-specific stuff that, like, drags down movies, this movie goes, like, at a mile a minute. And it has a very tight runtime. I think it's, like, firmly, like, an hour and, like, 36 minutes.
Okay.
And, like, they hit the major beats. They have a lot of very fun moments. Their wardrobe is killer. So good, the costuming on this fucking film. And I know you don't watch movies, but I think this is a movie that you deserve to watch.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Romy and Michelle's high school reunion. It fucking slaps.
I'm gonna write it down right now. Romy, and there it is. 1997. Okay. Oh, hey! Alright. Isn't this oh god, what was that movie? God, it was a movie about, like, two black guys who pretended to be white girls.
White chicks.
Yeah, white chicks! Thank you. Okay, so, like, these costumes, that's what they look like. That's what they're trying to be. There's
actually there's a lot that points to the idea that, like, in White Chicks they were aping these particular two characters and their vibe.
It's very good.
That's definitely a very
These
long
outfits
conversation.
Are wild.
Tegan, they keep going. They do not stop.
God. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yes. No, but yes, this is exactly the vibe that, like, Francine and Chrissy have.
Yes.
100%. They wear, like, the same little... For people who don't know Animal Crossing, Francine and Chrissy are two rabbit villagers. One of them has a preppy personality, and the other one I think is, like, snooty. Chrissy is the preppy one. And they both wear these little, like... They're white rabbits that are wearing, like, little onesie outfits that, like, cover their ears that are either pink or blue. Chrissy's in pink and Francine's in blue, and they have white polka dots on them.
Right.
And then Chrissy wears a white dress that has a black collar and, like, red, yellow, green, and blue polka dots on it. And Francine wears a black dress with a white collar and the same polka dots on it. And they're implied to be a pop star duo behind the Bubblegum KK song.
Nice. Let's go.
Like, KK wrote the song for them to perform. Not that they wrote the song. Like, KK wrote the song for them to perform. Also, I need the KK Vocaloid song. I want to know what it sounds like now. I want a demo.
Tegan, you gotta find the title. So, like, that Saturday, like, that's the first thing that pulls up.
Oh, absolutely. For sure. KK Roido. Like, let's go. I do have... Tuesday the 2nd off. I took it off because it's voting day, and I don't work on voting day. I get paid to go vote. Because I'm an adult, and that's how you do that, I guess. And that's also the day that Unpacking comes out, so, like, I'm gonna go vote, and then I'm gonna play Unpacking all day.
Oh my god.
I can't wait to show you how to design a room.
I mean, I'm down. Teeks, okay, so, like, I'm gonna, when I go on my trip later, like, middle of next month.
Yeah, your secret trip.
It also lines up with the release window of Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So one of the things that I did, because I know one of my friends works at a GameStop that is pretty close to the airport, I'm gonna take my half day, I'm gonna leave work, I'm gonna go to that GameStop and pick up my copy of Shin Megami Tensei 5, and then I'm gonna sit in the airport for 2 hours and start Shin Megami Tensei 5 while I begin my, like, 5-7 hour trip to, like, where I'm going.
Oh my god. You have a flight with a bunch of layovers, don't you?
No, this time I have one 40-minute layover, but I have to stop in one airport, and then, like, it's like a 3-hour flight from there to, like, my final destination. So, like, I'm leaving here local time around 3 o'clock, but I'm arriving local time around 10 o'clock.
Right.
Yeah.
Wild. God. Time is stupid.
It's V-dumb, yeah.
We're absolutely, since you are on my family plan, I expect you to play the Happy Home Designer thing, and I want to see your Happy Home Islands.
Okay.
I want to know. I want to compete. You're gonna have better islands than I am, but that's okay.
I don't know about all that, but like we'll find out. I'm down for that. An ongoing competition, just sharing clips like periodically. Tegan, I want you to be on maybe not the forefront, because I know what the kind of work that requires to be on the forefront. But, like, I want to be, like, on the A tier of the Happy Home Paradise tech. And I think we can do that together. I think we can push each other there.
I just want to have a nice home. And, like, the fact that I'm going to be able to do, like, partitions in my home and set up, like, a counter space that I can put stuff on. Like, oh, can't wait. I'm so excited.
Tegan, I want one of us to do, like, the Happy Home Paradise equivalent. It's like, okay, so this is my first attempt at my heart-shaped sunken waterfall, you know? And it's just like, wait, what? And you look at that.
Perfect.
And it's like, that's amazing. What? You did that? Like, that's where I want us to be. I think that's.
Oh my god. I spent so much time in Happy Home Designer too. Like, oh, it's gonna be so frustrating. I can't wait to see all the like new stuff we can get to like take back to our regular islands. Beautiful. Can't wait. It's gonna be so miserable. I have so much stuff. I have so much junk in my house. Like, I want to set up my little futon in a reasonable place, or not my futon, my what's it called, my kotatsu in like a reasonable place.
True.
You know,
I'm thinking about maybe actually having a full bathroom, because like, you know, I have like the loft or whatever.
Yeah, and you can do like a proper bathroom now.
Yeah.
1 tile accent wall, 2 tile accent wall, or something. God.
2 tile accent walls? Let's go!
You could block off the toilet so people don't have to see you take a dump. You know how good that is? Christ. Nobody wants to watch you take a dump.
Yeah, no, you don't need to be there for that. We can skip that part, actually.
God. But that's how my island prep is going.
Okay.
It is. It is.
It's on its way.
It's a lot, yeah. I'm still messing with like the neighborhood setup. I like all the houses that I've done so far, and all of the houses that I still need to do like definitely need work, but I'm not sure if I want to wait until I get the new fencing and stuff and just move them where I want them to be, or if I should just go for it, you know? And I do also I think I want to move my campsite from where it is on like the little island outcrop sort of thing and put it like back near the back of my island and have it like a wooded observatory style thing, you know?
Okay.
Like for like fishing and hiking and like that vibe instead of like beach vacation, which is what I have it on now. It's a tough decision, but we'll see. Yeah, right? We'll see. Well, it's because I'm thinking like if I move the outcropping from, or the thing from where it is now, I can convert that outcropping area to like a little cafe. Okay. Like an outdoor cafe, and I can put the Able sisters nearby, so it's like shopping and outdoor restaurant thing.
Yeah, you buy a new outfit and walk out with the store, and then you have a day out.
Yeah, exactly. Like along the boardwalk sort of thing.
I think I want to lean into like making like an actual like beach like hangout type of thing. Mm-hmm. Like a real one, because like I've done like I think I've had like a tea spot or whatever, and I've had like wooded like grottos or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I really want like kind of like hammocks and like cushions in the sand sort of thing, but like not in a lame way. Maybe I don't know. Also, I feel like I know a lot of people hate jock villagers, and like
jock villagers are fun.
Yeah, like
what the hell?
I feel like I need no. I mean I get it because it's bleed over from like hating like actual jocks, but like all the jocks in like Animal Crossing are himbos. Like it's fine. Like they're not here to like bully you or hurt anyone. They just want to hang out and lift weights. Like leave them be.
They just want to encourage you to lead a healthy lifestyle, They're going to be the ones that wake you up at, like, hey, are you sure you're not going to come to stretching today? Like, you'll feel better, I promise. And, like, those are the people you need in your life, man. Fuck. Right. It's like the preppy villagers and the snooty villagers who would actually, like, yell at you,
Yeah!
Like, Chrissy says stuff sometimes. She'll, like, turn around and be like, oh my god, it's me time! And I'm like, you're a bitch!
fucking Rolled, even Rolled, who's kind of sassy, is like, hey, I'm going to stretch. Like, are you coming or not? And like, that's it. Ugh.
Right. Chrissy would tell you that you're gaining weight. Like, Chrissy would come and be like, oh, looking around in the middle. Let's lose it. God damn it. And you're like, yeah, okay, let's go.
Yeah, okay, let's go. Fuck.
She's gonna guilt you into dieting with her. Like, she would be part of the pyramid scheme.
Oh, God. She's definitely on that Herbalife life. Like, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. She wants to know if you're ready to join her MLM yet. She sells LuLaRoe. God. So dumb.
I can already see the Facebook message like, hey, are you ready to turn $100 into $500?
Right. No. No, I'm not. I can't wait to design everybody's house. I can't wait. Because Hamlet's house is fucking ugly and creepy, and he deserves a better house. Something that's not ugly and creepy.
I saw a TikToker who, like, gave a, like, you know, the little campfire as a gift to, like, another villager, and then they just kind of put it in their house. Yeah. So it's just like a open flame like, in their house at all times.
I mean, I suppose. Hamlet's house is the server room wallpaper and a bunch of server towers inside. Like, it's a crypto farm. And then if you turn the camera so that it's facing the doorway, there are 2 wall decorations, and it's a picture of Francine and a picture of Chrissy over the door, and that's it.
Oh my god.
It's so fucking creepy. That's an otaku. That's like a creepy otaku, though. No, like, not a fun one. Jesus. Ugh. We gotta record that anime episode later. Anyway, we spent the whole day today upgrading the Twitch. You'll see those upgrades maybe in the next couple of days or weeks.
Yeah.
Who knows? We got a new bot. It has new commands. It's fun. Twitch has been fun.
Also, we may have a new look to share with you.
Yeah. Soon. Or not. You can't rush greatness.
You can't rush greatness. People have tried. It never ends well.
Does not end well. That is correct.
Oh my god. Tegan, what's the Twitch update? What's going on?
Twitch update. We are at 83 followers.
Hey.
We have a brand new bot in our Twitch called, we got the Nightbot instead of owned. We removed owned and we got Nightbot. Nightbot has new commands. In addition to, like, the lurk command, there's also a bat command and also a hit it command.
There's a hit it command. If you want to hit it, you can see what happens.
Yeah! It's fun. It's a good time. We appreciate all our followers. We're still working on the affiliate stuff, though.
Yeah. There's definitely some very real, very dangerous stuff that we need to pay attention to, and that's why we're not there yet.
Yeah, we do not want Uncle Sam coming for us, because they will if we don't do it right the first time. The trick is, the reason that we are having such a problem with it is because there are up to 3 of us on one channel in different states. That's the problem. If it was like 3 of us on one channel in the same state, I think it'd be easier.
This is why people make podcasts with local friends, but we're just built different.
We're built like idiots. We took a calculated risk, and none of us did the math, unfortunately.
Yeah, I didn't do the math.
Here we are, 5 years later, so you know.
What up?
Yeah.
All right, so Teagues,
okay.
are we going to see any of the Divine Beasts this week on Breath of the Wild?
No, not this week. Maybe next week, though.
Okay.
I have 9 of 13 hearts in Breath of the Wild. Technically, I have 10 because I finished enough shrines to get a 10th heart, but I just didn't, like, cash it in before the end of stream last time.
Okay.
I did do the Forgotten Temple Shrine, which is the one where you have to, like, fly in past all the guardians.
Oh, shit. All right.
All of the guardians. And I did that one. And then I flew out of there because I'm trying not to fast travel at all still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But once I get the 13 hearts, I'm going to go get the Master Sword. And then I'll be able to do the Divine Beast and that sort of thing. I do also, once I get the Divine Sword, or the Master Sword, I do want to do a Sunday stream where I have Alex play the challenges for the Master Sword.
Okay.
while I sit and make commentary. Because Alex is very good at video games and I'm very bad at video games. But there will be he did it in master mode. He was able to unlock like the 90 damage or whatever, 60
That's
damage.
pretty lit.
Whatever, the full like master sword like power. But he did it after he had Mipha's Grace and Daruk's Protection. Mm-hmm. And I would like him to do it on mine, which is not master mode, but before he gets Mipha's Grace and Daruk's Protection.
I mean, fuck. Okay, for sure.
Yeah, right? I think it'd be fun. Also, he's very good at video games, so, like, I think it'll be fun to watch, regardless. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be good content, but I think it'll be content, you know?
I mean, I'm down.
Yeah, and I like watching him play video games because it's fun, so... But yeah, how's your Tales of Arise play going?
Tales of Arise is cool. I've knocked over 1984 land. I was not able to save Zephyr. Zephyr definitely fucking died.
Yeah, he did beef it. That's true.
But it's okay, because Law joined our party, and Law is fucking lit and super anime. I gave him sunglasses, so he's wearing sunglasses in every cutscene.
He's very cool. He is very good.
I was able to get through that boss fight so that he was able to avenge his father. I did actually really fucking lose that boss fight in a DPS check that Law just decided to watch me do, I guess.
Yeah.
So I do have a couple of questions about the semi-auto AI, and I will dig into those. I will be, doing the real science so you don't have to. But then after that level, I got like costume changes for a couple of people. Protag is now wearing armor instead of, like the light garb he was wearing before. Law is wearing a little bit of armor, but the important thing is the crucial part is the wolf pauldron that he gets to wear now.
Oh.
Because it looks so good.
It does look so good. Why does he get the most anime? Like, he has, of all the characters so far, he has the most anime, like, backstory and the most anime, like, character design.
I'm actually really cool with that. Well, I do really like Alphen so far, because Alphen is, like, almost certainly a character from, like, the powerful magical world, but, like, he lost his memories. I don't know why he's wearing the Iron Mask, but I'm sure that'll become evident over time. Mm-hmm. I really like the idea of the pairing between him and Shion. Like, not necessarily romantically, but that can also be available. Alphen, for example, is a guy with exceptional strength for some reason that is completely unable to feel physical pain. And he is able to wield an artifact called the Blazing Sword that literally burns people when you hold it, but holds incredible power. But it doesn't matter, because he can't feel the pain. But he's just going to hurt himself. But he's paired with Shion, who is a gunner healer, which is also a cool idea, who cannot be touched by people because she is imbued with some sort of curse that makes it so that, like, lightning thorns strike whoever tries to touch her. But she has the Blazing Sword, but she can't use it. But she can heal the protag, Alphen, whenever he does. And maybe there'll be a moment where, like, Alphen touches her through the thorns. Like, I'm almost certain that's like a second act big cutscene. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to it. Like, she's going to be trapped in something and she's like fading into darkness or some nonsense. And Alphen's going to reach to touch her and he's going to get shocked by the thorns and his arm is like burning off or whatever. But he's going to pull her out anyways. And, it'll be poetic and I'm going to...
It's going to be so good.
It's going to be really fucking good, Teagues.
I can't wait.
I really like that, like, Tales of Arise decided that they are no longer ashamed of being anime. Like, they decided, is this too anime? Is not a question that they ask in their meetings. They're just like, we're going to do this, and if it's anime, we don't care. And I feel like I need that personally, and I'm glad that I'm able to experience it in this day of our Lord anime or whatever.
They're like, you know what? Actually, this is fucking cool. Maybe if you experience this, you'll understand.
But Tales of Rise is like, what, you think anime is cool? It's like, yeah, and I'm tired of pretending that it's not. Like,
yep.
Like,
well, guess what? Anime is cool.
But there's some times when anime, it, like, bleeds into real life and it probably shouldn't. Like, for example, this past week I was at work and I had a bit of free time. I had caught up on my work and I had realized that I hadn't finished Yakuza Like a Dragon and I hadn't played Lost Judgment 2. And so there was like a Ryu ga Gotoku shaped hole in my heart. And I was like thinking about it, and I was sitting around, and I remember one of the iconic sequences throughout the Yakuza series is when they introduce a like major boss in one of the Yakuza families. And like, you know, like, I don't know if you've seen it, Tegan, where like they make the screen like fade to like monotone, and then they have like red on white like text, and it's like so-and-so, patriarch of the so-and-so family, a so-and-so clan subsidiary. Mm-hmm. I was thinking about, I was like, what? I could probably make one of those. And I looked into like, I found the font and then installed it on my work computer.
Oh my god, you did not.
And then I took a photo from our company website, and I needed to find one where someone wasn't smiling, which was harder than I thought it was going to be. And then like I took the photo and then I faded it into like a sepia, and then I used like company colors, and then I made like the text like blank and blank, patriarch of the blank their last name family, a company name, clan subsidiary.
Oh my god, you did not!
No, I made that, and I just left it on my computer and laughed at it a little bit. Mm-hmm. And that's where it should have ended, absolutely. However, my boss, the big boss, showed up, and he said, hey, I need you to make sure this printer does what it's supposed to.
You printed it.
Yes. No.
Oh no!
I did. I was testing a bunch of things, and I was like, I should probably test color printing by USB. So I had a USB drive and plugged it into my computer, and I'm like, I'm going to move this this picture or whatever. And then I plugged it into the printer and I printed it out, and it came out in full color, and I laughed at it for like a full 5 minutes. It's like, why am I allowed to do things? Like,
you gave me permission.
Like, how did no one stop me from doing this? And then like one of my coworkers saw it, and then they thought it was hilarious despite not knowing anything about Yakuza. And they're just like, you know what? We gotta pin this up. We gotta put it
on the bulletin board.
Yeah, so now it's just pinned up in our office.
Oh my god.
It's fucking...
So like one time when I worked at the place that I used to work at, TM,
Sure.
I was in charge of like sending all of our the previous 4 years documents to the warehouse for storage for an additional 7 years.
Okay.
And I put Take Us Home Boys with some cowboys on it, printed it in full color and stuck it on the thing.
Okay.
So they knew which boxes to take. Printed out a fucking Red Dead screenshot. Take us home, boys.
That's incredible. Hell yeah, Teeks.
Why are we allowed to do things at work?
Yeah, I know, right? Oh my god. But yeah, it's so among that and other things, I decided, you know what, maybe I should go back to Yakuza Like a Dragon.
God, it's a good game.
There was a period of time where I stopped playing it. I got to chapter 13. And it's because I would play Yakuza Like a Dragon, and then I get distracted and leave it on the rest mode or whatever. Mm-hmm. And after some time, I would either turn off the game because I jumped on Final Fantasy 14, or turn off my PS4 altogether, and I'd lose that progress. And I did that 4 times.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it was pretty dumb. But I decided to sit down because I was showing my friend Alan a bit of it. I did the movie watching thing where you go to watch classic movies, but they're all weird and goofy. And the protagonist has a hard time staying up, so you have to do a mini game to make sure that he stays awake throughout the movie. And then I did a bit more of the story content for anyone who's not familiar with the game. Chapter 13 of Yakuza Like a Dragon is called Coin Locker Baby.
Coin Locker Baby?
Coin Locker Baby.
Coin Locker Baby, or
no comma.
Tiny infant.
Yeah, Coin Locker Tiny Infant.
Oh, Jesus.
And it's because, so one of the things that happens is that a chairman of a Yakuza family that you're friends with gets attacked while you're on your city council campaign. Mm-hmm. And so you have to go and respond to the threat.
Right. I forgot about the city council campaign.
Yeah, right. Isn't that fucking insane?
Hello, I am the Mafia, and I would like to run for city council.
Yeah. And but you go and respond to this threat or whatever. And you fight your way up, and then it's one of your old superiors from your Yakuza family that no longer exists. Mm-hmm. And he has already killed the chairman.
Oh no.
And you end up fighting him in a 4-piece boss fight, where first you're fighting him hand to hand with your full RPG party, and then you're fighting him when he's holding a katana, but you break the katana in a really sick roundhouse kick, by the way.
Okay, uh-huh.
And then he's holding, like, the broken half of the katana, and he throws it at, like, the old man's cane that he just killed, and it pops in the air, and then now he's armed with the cane. And he's fighting, like, with essentially cane tech, where if you don't perfect block his attacks, he'll score a knockdown, and then just hit you right in your solar plexus with the cane.
Ah!
Yeah, it's gross. And, like, every character has an animation for that. It's fucking wild. And then, after a while, you break half the cane, so now he has, like a jagged wooden edge cane, and then he uses his gloved hand to pull the broken edge of the katana that got stuck into the wall, and you fight him with that? Mm-hmm. And then, after you beat that section, then you win the fight. And then he tells you his story, because that's how these games go.
Right, uh-huh.
Of when he met the Patriarch, because the Patriarch is now dead. And the protagonist blames him for his death, and he says, I never killed him. But, like, it's weird how loyal he is to the young master, when he really should be, loyal to the Patriarch. And then he tells the story of his youth, where he was with a woman whose name he doesn't even deign to remember. And they were not having a good life, and then she got pregnant, and they decided, we're just going to ignore the pregnancy. That's our plan here. And then she gives birth in a department store bathroom, and then they realize we can't care for the baby, what do we do? And so then they lock the baby in a coin locker and leave it alone. That's their plan.
No.
And then obviously the mother of the child...
You're fucking kidding me.
I'm not, Tegan, that 100% fucking happens! But here's the thing, that aligns with a different story that we already know. Because the Patriarch told the protag that his son... Or rather, he was with a woman who was being chased by a rival family, and she had to leave, but she had recently just given birth in a soapland.
In a soapland.
And she had to leave, but she couldn't take the baby. It wouldn't be safe. So she puts the baby in an unlocked coin locker, and he was supposed to pick it up as a handoff. And what that tells us now is that there were 2 babies in these coin lockers, but one was crying audibly in a locked locker. And the Patriarch back then, what he did is that when he found the locked locker, he tried to open it. He couldn't open it. And he punches until he breaks the locker and takes the baby out. And then he realizes the baby's not breathing properly. And then he runs to the hospital, and turns out the baby's asphyxiated and, like, had hypothermia, and later on grew up and they were never able to walk.
Oh my god.
And that's a whole other story that also has other things that are going on in the Yakuza. But the thing is, the important detail here is that was the wrong baby, Tegan. That the right baby was in the locker right next to it in an unlocked locker that just was not crying. He rescued the wrong baby and accepted it as his son because that's what he believed was happening, but it wasn't his son. It was this boss that we just fought, Sawashiro. And Sawashiro later joined this Patriarch's family because he saw that the son was still alive. His son was still alive. And ultimately well, despite not being able to walk. And he joined the Patriarch crime family to be close to his son. And that's why he's weirdly loyal to the young master, because that's actually his son. But what that actually reveals is that the baby that was left in the coin locker was later rescued by the owner of the soapland, which apparently, or likely, was the soapland where the protagonist was raised. And so when he actually joined the Patriarch in his teens, he was actually reuniting with his birth father. And he didn't know, but there's a possibility that the Patriarch knew before he died.
Hey, Rocky.
What's up, Teeks?
What the fuck?
And Teeks, this is chapter 13 of 15. I still have more stuff to do, it turns out.
There's more stuff to do?
Yeah, apparently, so the son that's the wrong son, at some point went to college in America, made some friends, took an experimental serum that made it so he could walk on 2 legs, came back, changed his name, ran for public office, and is now the governor of Tokyo, and has amassed so much political power that he was also named the party chair of the ruling party. So we have to deal with him, because what he's done is that he's actually illicitly used his criminal connections to gain power in the political space while claiming moral authority over like what they call gray zones in like Japan.
I mean, to be fair, that just sounds like being a politician at this point.
True enough.
So like he's doing it right.
Yeah, he's definitely effective, I can say that much. But Ichiban Kasuga is not going to stand for it, especially since he ordered the death of his own father. So we're going to deal with that. But Ichiban's, he's definitely been emotional since the death of his patriarch, a possible birth father, and his inability to make progress and getting closer to the young master. And at one point, he's beating a man in the street where a different legacy Yakuza character, Kiryu Kazuma, for anyone who is familiar, or actually, I think it's Kazuma Kiryu. Yeah.
That's our boy. We know that boy.
He shows up and he meets Kasuga and he's like, I know what Ryo Aoki's up to. And he's like, what? Then tell me. He's like, you know what? I don't think I want to anymore since you're just beating random people in the street. And it's like, what are you talking about? They have this heart to heart where it's like, you're not acting like a hero right now. Like you're being a dick. You're being dangerous. And I don't think I should empower you to do more stuff like this. Mm-hmm. And he tells you that he'll meet you at a certain place at a certain time. So you go to a certain place at a certain time. And he decides he needs to figure out if he can trust you with the information. So Kazuma Kiryu's way of figuring out if you trust people is if they're willing to put up a good fight. And so I gotta fight Kazuma Kiryu. And the opening sequence is classic Yakuza bullshit. They both take off their suit jackets. Also, it's beautiful that Kazuma wears a white suit jacket with a red shirt and Ichiban wears a red suit with a white shirt. But they take off their jackets and their shirts. They reveal their back tattoos. Ichiban has a dragon. Kazuma has his tiger. Mm-hmm. And Ichiban rushes forward and throws a full-on straight punch. And then Kazuma leans into it with his head and just takes it with the forehead, unflinching.
What?
And then he sits there for a second to make him realize that punch is not gonna knock me down, and he bats away his arm and just palm pushes him back. And then you're a 4v1 versus Kazuma Kiryu, and he's way stronger than me, Tegan. I am critically underleveled. My whole party's at level 43 right now, and he is a titular boss fight at level 57.
Oh no.
And I swear to God, Tegan, he enters a mode halfway through the fight, not halfway through the fight, honestly, 1/4 into the fight, where he gets a turn after each of my players' turns.
Ah!
Yeah, so I can't fight him right now. I gotta go grind. I gotta go, get my shit together, and that's fine because Ichiban needs to get his shit together. So, I'm building up my bonds, I'm fighting goons on the street, but also I decided to take this opportunity to explore the Dragon Kart minigame, which is the Mario Kart knockoff. Mm-hmm. And it's everything that I expected from a Yakuza Mario Kart game. I meet a strange man in the middle of a park who wants me to try out a go-kart. He's willing to sell them to me and let me upgrade them. I do a starter race, and I meet some very strange characters, an Olympic wrestler who dresses like a luchador, a sumo wrestler of some renown, a woman in a bunny suit that's apparently a cashier at a local casino, an elderly woman who apparently uses all of her husband's money on these go-karts. The minigame itself is a healthy mix of Diddy Kong Racing and Mario Kart, where the items on the stages are static as opposed to truly random. I have a solid drift. I have missiles that I have to aim and whatnot. But I have boosts that are pretty plentiful. I do feel it's a little easy, which isn't especially a bad thing, but I already know how to play Mario Kart, and pretty much every race that I got into, even with a pretty bad start, I was able to win by about a 3-second margin over second place.
Oh, okay, so you're just breezing through, but that's not quite right.
Yeah, what I mean. It feels like a cruising type of experience, which is different. Yeah. And that's fine because I'm not looking to get my ass kicked by Dragon Kart, really. Mm-hmm. It's definitely a diversion rather than a challenge. Mm-hmm. Which is fine. And the thing itself, if I spend time there, I get another tertiary currency in the game that allows me to buy upgrades and stuff. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I realized going into the Kazuma Kiryu fight is that I was just kind of walking into the fight apropos of nothing. I know I don't have optimal gear. I haven't switched gear in 15 hours of playing the game.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and there's a place called Romance Workshop where a woman can craft new gear for me, but she has a lot of very high-end tech in this weird warehouse that we haven't quite explained yet. Mm-hmm. And I need to upgrade her facilities another level, but I need 20 million yen to do that. Mm-hmm. And I can get about 3 million yen pretty consistently from the, like, business management game, which was officially, well, originally it was like Ichiban, like, confections, where I sold crackers and stuff, senbei crackers. And now it's Ichiban Holdings, where I still have the buildings where I sell crackers, but I also just own buildings around town that make money that I staff with people. And that's cool. Like, I have way more money in the business than I ever need, but, like, I can't, like, embezzle money from that. Like, Tegan, like, my business has, like, an operating budget of, like, 4 billion yen right now.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I can't really touch most of it. I can just go through, like, the shareholder meetings, and I get, like, 3 million for each one of those.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, like, I could sit down for a day, because, like, there isn't really much progression that's left in that. Like, I've already basically beaten the managerial game, but I can keep running it for more cash. And until, like, I find a more expedient way of making money, it's probably the best way I can get to 20 million. But, you know. But there's still plenty of other, like, side quests and sub-stories I still haven't explored. Like, there's still a homeless man that wants to woo the soup kitchen woman. There is a young boy who's dating an older woman who seems to be in a happy relationship, but his father doesn't approve and wants to pass on the restaurant to him. And that's another thing I gotta interact with. There's a whole thing with, this side job I've picked up called Part-Time Hero, where people who are, like, about to get mugged or whatever basically, like, message some sort of app that summons a dude, and that's me, and I show up and beat up those dudes.
Oh, okay. You're like DoorDash, but a thug?
Yeah, I mean, basically. And, shit. I still gotta, like, run up the score on the karaoke things. There are a couple of characters that I haven't completely bonded with and gotten all of their backstories for. So, like, I'm not really mad that I have to go grind for, like, the Kiryu thing, because there's a lot more game for me to do. And so, like, I'm gonna spend more time with that. And then, I started Deltarune Chapter 2.
How is it?
It's cool. I'm, like, 3 hours in. There's a couple of things that have shifted significantly that I appreciate. Like, one of the things that I found really interesting in Chapter 1 was that they still had the kind of dichotomy between, like, fight or spare. And they would do that through, like, the control of your 3-man party. Where, like, Susie basically wanted to murder everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, if you wanted to spare everything, you effectively couldn't take turns with Susie. And with Ralsei wanted to spare everything, and so vice versa. But, like, Ralsei technically could be still viable in, like, gameplay because they had the ability to heal.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, outside of, like, some of the harder battles like Jevil, like, healing isn't super important, I think. So, like, you could get away with, like, not really having a lot with Ralsei to do in, like, Chapter 1. And in Chapter 2, the, like, act ability that Chris has, which is usually the way that you do, like, combo abilities that lead into, like, the spareable things, are, like, democratized to the other two characters. So, like, Susie can, like, do spare-type actions on their own without, like, Chris's initiation.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of nice. I do like how, like, sparing is now, like, adding to, like, a base building mechanic. Because, like, you go back to the first Dark World, which was in that one closet, and now it's Ralsei's castle. And all the characters that you spared previously are now villagers in that castle. And so, when you spare characters in, like, the rest of the game, it contributes to a counter, and when you, like, max out that counter, they become a new villager that populates in, like, the Ralsei castle town.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
Right. I'm interested in that. I do like also that there's a significant focus where, like, RPG, like, movement through the space is, like, a bit more involved. Not like QWOP or, like, Death Stranding or anything, but, for example, you'll walk through certain spaces where, like, it'll notify you, hey, like, a sort of, like, action command rhythm game type of thing is happening. And so, like, you can do that. But it's not, like, mandatory in the same that, like, QTEs are, where, like, if you fail, you die and you have to restart from this place. For example, sometimes falling bars will come from the ceiling, and if you get hit by those, you take a certain amount of damage.
Mm-hmm.
There's, like, a spinning teacup minigame that happens where, like, if you align Chris with these arrows that are in your path, you move through this section faster. So, like, that'll be more important for stuff like speed runs and stuff like that. And so, like, it feels like the act of walking around the world in this RPG space is a lot more interactable. And I think that's cool, especially since Toby Fox's, like, games tend to, like, focus a lot more on brevity. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not going to spend 30 hours walking through this, like, space and doing these mini games, unless I want to.
Right.
Yeah. So, like, I think the way that it's being presented right now is very good. The writing is still fun. There's a lot of goofy nonsense. The deer character who, like, has a crush on... Not Susie. Shit. What's the name of the deer girl? But the deer girl that has a crush on Susie...
Yeah.
...has been pulled into a new dark world, which is at the library's computer lab. Is, like, a damsel in distress... And they have these kind of moments where she's, like, talking to Susie. And it's like, oh, you're here. And she's kind of, like, awkward in, like, a crush kind of way. And Susie doesn't know what to make of that. Mm-hmm. And so, like, we'll see how that goes. Like, because I'm only, like, maybe 2 hours into, like, chapter 2 at the moment. I think the runtime's about 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm. There is a branching path in chapter 2. Which is going to make subsequent chapters, I think, more interesting. Okay. Because I don't know how it's going to reconcile people who have purposefully done both of the, like, understood routes, I guess.
Also, I like, because I started playing Deltarune Chapter 2 on PC, and that's only because I left my Switch at my mom's house, and that's where I played Chapter 1.
Right.
But when I booted it up, it asked me if I wanted to start from Chapter 1, and I said no, and it let me, like, do Chapter Select, which I thought that was really cool. I was very happy that I had that option. Mm-hmm. And the new, like, queen villain is sufficiently silly. Puzzling it's not dense or anything, but it is fun, which I appreciate. I'm interested to see how it goes all the way through. I'll probably come back with more thoughts about it once I finish it. But I like Deltarune Chapter 2, and I think Deltarune is still a thing that's worth most people's times, if not especially fans of the RPG genre. Because I think Toby Fox does something specifically with RPGs that allow them to hit their notes but still be surprisingly brief. That I think is valuable.
Okay.
But, Teeks, I think we have some thank yous that we gotta do.
We do! We have official thank yous! Welcome to the thank you section of our show. This is the special Patreon episode where we do shout-outs for our patrons on Patreon who are doing a great job in helping us offset the costs of hosting this wonderful, wonderful show that you have been listening to today. Ta-da! While Brian isn't here, you know, I will be handling the thank yous. And I will not say anyone's last name because I don't trust myself. You know.
Yeah.
I understand what the limits of myself are. So our first thank you is to Anthony Twan. Mm-hmm. Thank you. We have Oscar. Thank you, Oscar, for your support. Our little kid, brother of the show, Sach, Big Sach, who also does the music that you hear here and on our Twitch. Joe, the only one who knows all of us in real life. And then Sigurd Albright, the premier wifologist. I feel like that's his full title, so I'm not in trouble for attempting to say a name.
Fair enough.
He has a real name, but I don't think we use it on this show. And Joshua, thank you so much. Greatly appreciated.
Thank you for supporting us.
We carry you.
We do carry you.
I'm a Sagittarius. We don't do, like, feely stuff.
Well, we thank you, for supporting the show. We hope that the offerings that we have coming up for you on the Patreon are to your liking and you consider valuable. And we are also always open to input as to what you want to see on the Patreon feed or what kind of content that you want from us.
Yeah.
And that goes for anyone.
To help, sort of.
We are here to help.
It's not really helping, but
Sometimes we help, sometimes we don't. We are only people.
We are here to give opinions.
Ooh, Tegan, do we have a call to action this week?
Do we have a call to action? Yes.
Okay.
Earlier this week, a bunch of Netflix workers walked out in protest of the CEO's handling of the whole Dave Chappelle thing and subsequent firing of a pregnant trans woman, I think? Yes. So, my call to action is to keep your finger on the pulse of that and do what we can to support those members. Also, IATSE has authorized a strike, but they have not started striking yet. So if/when that happens, support our fellow industry workers. We're not in the film industry, but you know what I mean.
For people who don't know who IATSE is the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees.
Mm-hmm. That covers your costumers, your prop masters, your film crew, your soundboard designers, your costumers, all of the little gophers who run food, all of those people.
This is in response to the Alec Baldwin thing, right?
No, this is in response to shitty work conditions. So it turns out the Alec Baldwin thing, the people on that set were not union. They're not IATSE members.
See, if they were union, Jesus, she might not have died.
Yeah. And apparently the reason that the IATSE crew, and this is just what I've heard, the reason the IATSE crew quit is because they had raised a bunch of concerns about prop gun safety on that set before, and the director ignored them.
Classic.
Yeah. So they all walked, and so local people were hired instead, and now someone's dead. Great. Love that. Mwah. But the original reason that they voted to give the union the power to authorize a strike was because of shitty work conditions. And when I say shitty work conditions, I mean like 18-hour days with maybe one meal break, and then you have 4 hours off to sleep, and you have to get back for filming the next day.
Jesus.
Like, really shit. No consistency in call time. No consistency in, like, work schedule length when shooting. And a lot of our what would be considered backstage film and theatrical colleagues don't necessarily make it through the year due to traffic accidents, due to dangerous driving situations when there's not a lot of traffic, but you are on a dirt road on top of a mountain in LA in the middle of the night, due to unaliving themselves, like a lot of that because of how bad the like whole work situation is.
Jeez, okay.
And for all of that, they don't make a ton of money. Like,
all right, so yeah, the call to action. Keep an eye out for what's going on with the workers in Netflix and IATSE. You know, support the workers wherever you can. Do what you can. And try to help make the world a better place for people who work. Okay. So we have news. We're gonna be a little light on news this week, but
that's okay.
But we are already on topic. Speaking of labor, Epic Games has recently, this past week, ended a popular time off policy that allowed users or employees to take alternating Fridays off in compensation for, like, you know, overtime on other days, and especially during like crunch cycles. We have a statement from Chief Operating Officer Daniel Vogel. And not a statement. He wrote it in an email to staff that reads, "Right now, we're seeing lots of Fridays off for deep work, and lots of people who must work Fridays anyways. This meant that many people were not benefiting from this policy equally." A spokesperson for Epic Games spoke with Kotaku in a phone call that stated that they will be replacing alternating Fridays off with a policy of no work meetings on any Friday, describing these days as, quote, unstructured time to do existing work moving forward. The spokesperson also said that alternating Fridays off was always meant to be temporary, and that Epic Games already shuts down for 4 weeks out of the year in addition to staff's personal time off days. Companies across the video game industry and outside of it are currently grappling with demands for more flexible working options as the COVID-19 pandemic grinds toward its 2-year anniversary. And some businesses have definitely rushed employees back to the office, and some have extended remote work or continue to offer flexible hours, or in some cases shorten the work week altogether. There is an example, Eidos Montreal, who's currently developing the Guardians of the Galaxy game, recently announced that their 500-person studio will cut their on-the-clock hours to 32 while keeping pay exactly where it is right now. Now, many developers have had to delay their years over the past years, but Bloomberg, in their initial report of this issue, stated that there was one Epic employee that criticized the company's decision to cut the alternating Fridays off in light of the fact that Fortnite has continued to deliver updates twice a month without any break. Also, slightly unrelated, Epic CEO Tim Sweeney testified during its trial with Apple that the company made $5.1 billion in gross revenue in the past year.
You know what? It sounds like the alternating Fridays are working just fine. Maybe don't ditch the alternating Fridays.
It seems like a bad idea, personally, and I mean a bad idea specifically in the sense of company morale and company health. Mm-hmm. I think that working every Friday will probably make the company more money somehow. And maybe it'll even make people hit these deadlines a little faster. But I'm definitely of the mind, in general, if not also in the gaming industry, that the hours that people work may not be ultimately sustainable. And like little experiments like this, where like they try alternating Fridays, or even Eidos Montreal, who's just deciding we're just going to have a 32-hour work week. Or once again, like Supergiant Games, who says like, you guys are already on salary. Just work when you need to. We're all invested in this project and we're going to get it done. Mm-hmm. There definitely needs to be an honest, critical conversation about the work week as a whole. Productivity is definitely higher than it's ever been. There's no argument that you can posit where people who were working in 1980, 1990, 1970, 1950, or 1910, where we had 14-hour work weeks for children, were more productive than the society that we have now. And the difference isn't just technology. Mm-hmm. It's definitely people getting better at the work that we already know how to do. And maybe at some point, we may not need to work as hard to hit these certain deadlines. Like maybe resting a bit more will ultimately lead to a healthier society, but we don't know that yet. We don't have the data because it requires experimentation, which means that we have to sometimes give on things like this. Mm-hmm. I hope Epic Games, if they don't reverse this policy, because it'd be ideal if they would just reverse the policy. But I hope that other people take a look at Epic Games' model and they're like, you know what? This company did really fucking good. They put out updates in the middle of a global pandemic twice a month and they gave their people alternating Fridays off. Maybe there's something to that, you know?
I mean, it also doesn't help that, like, wages definitely have not kept up with worker productivity. Mm-hmm. Like, on top of that, you know? So you're away from your home, you're away from your family more, you know? You're more productive than ever. You're not compensated for that productivity. Your boss is taking away everything that you have. Like, every little bit of spare time you have, which is garbage.
Yeah. I get why employers don't want to do it. Because they don't want to be benevolent because they lose power. Because that's what this is about. This is ultimately about power.
Yeah, it's definitely a power dynamic thing.
I feel like maybe in the interest of building a healthier world, sometimes employers need to lose. And I'm interested in putting those situations together and helping them flourish wherever I can. That's my personal position.
Yeah, but I also feel like in this particular instance, the employer is losing in a way where the company overall still wins.
Right.
So, like, who cares? You know?
Yeah.
Like, ultimately, the company will win. More people will want to work for you because of your cooler policy. You know? Like...
Yeah, I'm not going to look down on Epic. At least, like, I mean, there are a couple of things that Epic has definitely fucked up on that we've definitely covered on this show. Mm-hmm. But, like, as far as, like, the experience of being a person that works at Epic Games, that seems pretty sweet as far as I can tell. Mm-hmm. And, like, this becoming less sweet is, like, you know, a bummer, but also, like, a bummer in a way that benefits almost no one. So, like, I don't understand it. I honestly don't get it.
In a bummer in a way that definitely feels like, well, if I'm gonna be doing this, like, I could do this for a better deal at Supergiant.
Right.
You know, or what is it?
Eidos?
No. The lunch people.
Second...
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, second lunch.
Oh, second dinner.
Second dinner, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Those guys. You know, like, they have a better work situation. They're doing the same kind of stuff that we're doing. Like, why would I stay?
Yeah. I could definitely see some churn over the end of this policy. Yeah.
Definitely. But, like, also because it's Epic, other people are still going to step into those roles because they want to work at Epic. You know?
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
It is frustrating. And so, you know, like, once again, I'm going to keep an eye out. Like, I've definitely have been trying to tune my feeds to, like, pull in the kind of good things that, like, devs are doing. But, like, it's, you know, it's rarely publicized and it's harder to dig through. But I'm going to do that for y'all. I'm working on it. Teagues, what's going on in on your neck of the woods?
CD Projekt Red, our favorite studio.
Okay.
Right after Activision Blizzard, our favorite studio, CD Projekt Red, has bought a new studio. Mm-hmm. They've purchased Molasses Flood.
Okay.
Which was founded in 2014 by veterans who used to work on BioShock, Halo, and Guitar Hero. The CEO of CD Projekt Red, Adam Kaczynski, said that Molasses Flood will, quote-unquote, bring a lot of talent and determination to the company going forward. The team will be working on a new, ambitious game set in an existing CD Projekt universe.
Okay.
And we know how the last ambitious game set in a CD Projekt Red world went, so...
True enough.
Not entirely believe in that one. However, the head of Molasses Flood, Forrest Drowling, added, "When CD Projekt Red approached us about the possibility of working together, we saw an incredible opportunity to reach a much wider audience through a collaboration with a company we love, creating games in worlds we love." They did also say that they will retain their independence, so Molasses Flood will be operating independently from CD Projekt Red, but they will be working in close cooperation on this top secret project.
Okay, so it sounds more like a Microsoft situation. You know, like when Microsoft buys a studio, they're just like, hey, we're writing you a check. We believe in what you're doing. Go nuts.
Right, we want you to finish the thing, do the job to the best of your ability, sort of thing. It does feel like that. I don't trust CD Projekt Red to keep that up, though.
I am concerned because since it is a CD Projekt Red property, there may be a lot of hands-on type of, like, management that may end up being detrimental. Like, I've seen some situations where it works out. Like, I do have to say that because I do rag on that idea often. But I've definitely seen enough situations where, like, they're like, this is our IP, yeah, but we're trying to make a video game. And they're just, like, fighting over it incessantly until, like, you know, nothing gets done.
So the thing that I'm more concerned about is that Molasses Flood is going to do its own thing, right? And CD Projekt Red is going to say, we understand what you're doing, but we see it more like this.
Right.
Here, let us show you how to direct it more in this direction. And over time, in chunks, Molasses Flood is going to lose its independence and autonomy. I don't see CD Projekt Red being able to allow them to operate as they need to operate in order to do what they need to do, you know?
Well, honestly, I feel like CD Projekt Red as a whole is a bit more hands-off. They're not quite like EA or whatnot.
Right.
Where they'll overwork a studio into the ground and then, like, disappear. But then again, I'm not even super sure about CD Projekt Red even buying, like, studios in the past. At least in my memory, I don't have anything to compare it to.
I mean, I don't think, like, in recent memory we do have anything to compare it to. But with everything that happened with Cyberpunk, I don't trust them to do anything with another studio.
That's fair.
Like, they can't even manage their own studio.
I would very much like CD Projekt Red to just write Molasses Flood check and then leave them alone, and then check in 2 years and take what they give them.
Right, exactly. You know what I think would be fun? CD Projekt Red writes Molasses Flood a check. Molasses Flood makes a game that's actually really, really good, and Molasses Flood ends up buying CD Projekt Red instead. Like, they do an Uno reverse. Oh, now God. You are ours, sort of thing.
That would be kind of fun. It seems very unlikely, but, you know.
Oh, yeah, it's super unlikely. Not happening.
Yeah. But yeah, I like the work. I have never actually talked about a Molasses Flood game on the show. That's true. But I have seen their work. I do like the look of their stuff. And the way that they're designed, specifically, like, in art and, like, narrative, has felt interesting to me. If they have a take for like a CD Projekt Red property, that could be cool. I hope it's something more like The Witcher, so they can just put a take that can like be received neutrally, as opposed to like asking them to make like a Cyberpunk DLC, and like now they have the task of like revitalizing Cyberpunk on their backs. Like, that seems unfair. So I hope that doesn't happen. I feel like that is
definitely something that they have to do.
Yeah.
Like, in the long-term project, they might be working on something else, but I absolutely see CD Projekt Red being like, hey, while you're doing that, could you also fix our DLC content?
Yeah.
Because the first DLC they released, the quote-unquote DLC, the first thing they released was like another giant patch.
Yeah.
For Cyberpunk.
Well, the game is broken, Tegan.
The game's still broken, and now it's like empty. Like, so Alex has replayed fucking Dark Souls again, and there is still no desire to pick up Cyberpunk again. He redid fucking Red Dead Redemption like a week and a half ago. And he still is like, yeah, Cyberpunk is, you know. And he 100%ed that game.
Yeah.
It's just, Tell you what, I'm 100% unpacking, though.
She's going to find every single piece of gear, every single achievement.
Can't wait to full clear that game. Rocky, I'm going to show you. I'll show you exactly how to organize a room.
It's going to be great. Okay, hold on. Sorry, there was a thing that I almost forgot. Because I wasn't sure if I wanted to put in banter or news, and I'm not. You know what? I'm going to put in neither. This is just going to be a rant time. I'm just going to do this right here.
Oh, okay. Should we just do rant time? Is that like a new segment?
You know what? Like, maybe. Let's just see how it feels over the long term. But
okay.
I want to talk about Blue Box Studios for a little bit, all right?
Okay.
So Blue Box Studios is an indie studio in... God damn it. Where the fuck are they again? They're in, like, Eastern Europe or some bullshit.
Let me see. Blue Box Studio. Blue Box Studio is in
the Netherlands.
Is on Twitter.
They're in the Netherlands. Okay. There's this company, Blue Box Game Studios. They're out in the Netherlands, and there is a segment of the internet that is absolutely convinced that this company has something to do with Hideo Kojima and a Silent Hill follow-up. Now, that may be strange, just because I just threw that out there. But there's the thing, is that especially leading up to the release of Metal Gear Solid 5, Hideo Kojima took considerable effort to obscure the development of that game and to deliberately trick people who were paying attention. Mm-hmm. And so, like, Blue Box Game Studios is a studio that's worked on some indie projects that has never actually officially really released anything. There are a couple of games that they released briefly on Steam and then shortly after took down, but they somehow landed a deal with Sony for a new horror experience that is currently called Abandoned. It's a game that's supposed to come exclusively to PS5 because that's the deal that they signed with Sony. And they are headed by a man named, God, I don't want to mess this up. Give me a second. Mm-hmm. There we go. His name is Hassan Kahraman. And if you look at the spelling of his name, you'll see that, for some people, it looks suspiciously like the initials for Hideo Kojima. And I don't know if you saw, but like there was definitely a trailer for the Death Stranding Definitive Edition that had a blue box that was pulled off of a shelf, and there were a lot of people like, oh, he's messing with us. And yes, Hideo Kojima is messing with you, but Blue Box Game Studios has nothing to do with Hideo Kojima or Konami. And the thing is that Silent Hill is not owned by Hideo Kojima. It's owned by Konami. And so for them to make a Silent Hill game, Blue Box Games would need to have a relationship with both Hideo Kojima and Konami, and they have fervently objected that they have connections to either. Mm-hmm. And there are several people on the internet who have gotten, just terminally online about this, where they wanted to show up and yell at these people at how dare you have this deal with Sony. I know you're making the Silent Hill game. Just show me. And they've been, firing out like all sorts of angry emails and like death threats. And these people, they just want to make their own video game. And at best, at the moment, they just seem like a slightly ineffective indie studio that signed with Sony. That's what's going on. That is the reality of the situation, and I need these internet weirdos to back off and let them make their game.
So, like, it looks like recently they put out a statement on Twitter, and it's not just, like, they're not just getting digital death threats anymore. They're getting people showing up to their offices and, like, physically threatening the people who work there.
Yep.
What the fuck, guys?
Guys, please. Like, also, even if they were, like, even if, let's say I'm wrong about this, right? Like, let's say I should have dug a little bit deeper into the deep lore and these people are actually making Silent Hills. What is anything that you're doing gonna get you about Silent Hill? Do you think you're gonna get an earlier trailer because of your behavior? Do you think that somehow the game is gonna come out earlier because they realize they're under, like, the threat of death here? Like, all of this action about bullying these people on the internet is thoroughly unproductive. It doesn't get anyone anything that they want, and it actively hurts people. So I'm asking you to stop. Fucking leave these people alone.
I'm not asking you to stop. I'm telling you to stop.
Like, Jesus Christ. Like, even if they never put out a video game ever again, who cares? That's what I mean. What does that have to do with you? Jesus, like, these people in the Netherlands, like, the Hassan Karaman, he had to make a couple videos. He made a couple videos and, like, you know, just, like, selfie cam, like, hey, guys, I didn't think I had to do this, but I want to let you guys know Blue Box Game Studios is a real company. We're not standing in for anybody. I am Hassan Karaman, and I don't have anything to do with Hideo Kojima. We're trying to make a video game Abandoned. We hope that you like it when it comes out. But I just want to let you guys know, I just wanted to do this real quick. He's been doing interviews with, like, IGN, and no one should have to talk to IGN on purpose. But, like, this man did it so that you could leave their staff alone and they can quietly make their video games. So let them quietly make their video games. Shit! Like, what the fuck?
On top of all of that, like, there are people just in the Twitter replies who are, like, on top of everything. Like, there's the people who are like, no, this is a Hideo Kojima game. Like, you're fucking lying to me. And then there are people who are like, no, it seems like you made a fake video game company to make a fake shitty video game to get money.
Right,
like,
yeah.
And I'm like, maybe that I'm like, maybe so. But they didn't do it on fucking Kickstarter, did they?
Yeah! They didn't even take your money. That's another thing, right? Like, who cares if they rip off Sony? That's what I mean. I mean this in my heart of hearts. If Sony makes a bad bet on this indie studio, that's on them and it has nothing to do with me. Right? And, like, and spinning it into, like, even, like, the weirdest, like, arguments, like, oh, shit, this is why we're not getting the next, like, Bayonetta on PS5 because they gave Blue Box Games all this money. Like, that's not an equivalent conversation. Like, we're not there. It doesn't exist. Like, you're making it up in your mind and I need you to just walk away from it. Go touch some fucking grass. Like, Jesus Christ.
Log off. Log off and delete your Twitter. Like, obviously you have an unhealthy obsession with the internet. Go see a therapist. Get some help. Stop being a dick to people online. Like,
you know, there's a Reddit, there's a subreddit called Blue Box Conspiracy. It's a real one. Where people just sit around and, like, aggregate, like, the nonsense that they've been talking about this, like, indie game company. I wish I was kidding. It was fucking real. I did this research before and I'm like, I did all this research. I dug through these articles and I'm just like, this is not news. It's not news.
It's not news.
And then I was just like, this is banter, but I don't want to spend my banter time talking about this. So this is why I'm ranting about it. This is why I'm here.
This is the rant space.
Yeah.
Rants are contained to the rant space.
Like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, those are my big bullet points. Blue Box Games, as far as I can tell, has nothing to do with Konami nor Hideo Kojima. They seem like, at worst, an ineffective indie game studio. And just leave them alone and, like, either let them fail in silence or, you know, make their video game. That's all I'm saying.
And, like, I understand that they're like, oh, Abandoned is a, you know, a fake title or whatever. Like, duh!
Yeah!
Lots of people give their projects code names. Fuck off.
I'm still not over the Bravely Default team who just kind of, like, surfaces their code name and then just makes it the title of the game. Like,
yeah, they're like, you know what, we're calling this project Triangle Strategy. And they're like, actually.
like, Triangle
you know
Strategy,
what?
please.
You know what? Actually, it's called Triangle Strategy.
Bravely Team, please listen to me just for a moment. Like, I will offer you, I will offer this as a free service that when you have a video game that you have a code name for, I will pitch you no less than 100 potential titles for your game. And then you can just pick one to reveal after the first demo. And then just lean on that for your marketing. I will do that for you for free. I promise.
I will do you one better. You can tell me the entire plot of the game, and I'll just tell you what the title is. Like, you don't even have to, I won't surface you 100 titles. I will surface you the title.
That is a better deal than what I'm offering.
Rocky will name your next 100 games. I will name the game you are currently working on.
Oh, shit. Okay, so everyone, this has been our show. It's called Impossible Coin. Brian will be back next week. Remember to hold up your hand so we can borrow your energy so that you can win in the Brian-verse. The show is available wherever podcasts are found. Apple, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, and SoundCloud. Once again, fuck SoundCloud.
Fuck them.
Except there's one bright and holy space in SoundCloud, and it is the home of our kid brother of the show, Big Sach, at soundcloud.com/Big Sach and J. There you can find the music for the beginning and the end of this podcast, but also anything else he's working on. He's also recently put out an EP with his friends. So go ahead and support the EP. It's linked on our Twitter, and we might link it again. Why not? It's for Big Sach. Like, he deserves it.
Yeah, he deserves it. We'll retweet it.
Our logo is also a t-shirt, and it was designed by Laura Moran, and you can find her on Twitter at Laura Moran. And consider donating to her Patreon, because, she does good work. Like, her shit is actually really fucking sick. We also have a Patreon. As you know, we thanked our patrons earlier in this episode. There you will find our artisanal show notes, our bespoke watch-alongs, and audio essays about things that we care about. It's at patreon.com/Impossible Coin Podcast. That's the only one that's different. You gotta remember the podcast at the end of the Patreon. But everything else, our Facebook, our Instagram, our Twitter, our Tumblr is all Impossible Coin. Oh, also our Twitch. At twitch.tv/Impossible Coin. Is very simple. No dashes, underscores, or special characters. None of that shit. All right. There you can talk to us. You can get to know us in a more intimate format.
Yeah.
Than podcasting. We respond a little bit faster, I guess, on Twitch when we're live, but we're not live. You can find us on social media. But that's us. That's the show.
That's the show.
Normally Brian would say peace.
Bye.